to 11 o'clock. It's our buy sell here and our haves and wants. This is I'm John Lee. Today is, let's see here, Friday, January 21st, 2022. And does anybody have anything they would like to buy or sell? Or do you have anything you're looking for? Are you looking for a contractor? Are you a contractor? Anybody have anything for us today?
Hi, John.
Yes.
It's Arfina here from, I'm actually in New Zealand, Auckland. 6 a.m. Saturday, the 22nd.
Oh, gosh.
So good morning. Yeah, that was an awesome session. Thanks so much, John. I learned a lot from that. You've got the wheels turning now on my brain, so I'm excited about that. So I've started mortgage broking in the States, and yeah, it's private money lending through the Lee Arnold's Capital Syndicate. So I'll just put that out there, and if anybody needs to look at private lending, they could give me a call. It's email service@fisherandwest.com.
Can you put that in the chat for us there, Afina?
Yep, definitely.
That'd be great. Any kind of contact info you'd like to do, that would be great.
The chat is disabled.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let's see. These settings, I know they've changed them a couple of times, and I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see here. No, that's not what I want. I want the chat. Okay, bear with me 1 second here. Everyone, try that. See if I empowered you with that one now. Sorry about that. That works. Okay, great. Thank you, Charles. Yeah, I'm not the most technical person around. I hire people for that. And when I try to do it, it looks like I tried to do it. It's the reason I'm not a carpenter.
You're ahead of me. I still can't figure out how to put that picture behind me. That's pretty cool. One of these days. I haven't played around with it enough, but one of these days.
You'll get it, Melody. It took me about a year. Well, we got technical people like Jim. He got that airplane in there as soon as he thought about it. Okay, 6 a.m. Afina, is that what you said down in New Zealand there?
Yeah, 6 a.m. It was 5 when it started. So
oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, I've got the whole day ahead of me now, which is pretty good.
Well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. And you're very welcome to come in all the time here.
Awesome. Thanks, John.
Great. Anybody have anything they want to buy or sell? I've got one thing that somebody called me the other day, one of my buyer's mothers, and she is, let's see, she don't care where it is. She's looking for a 1 or 2 bedroom. She's by herself, and she wants, let me see here. She wants to spend about $600 or $700 a month. So she doesn't have a lot of money to spend, but I think she's pretty stable. And the way I look at it is most of the people that are, they're usually, as I say, birds of a feather flock together. Well, that's usually the people that are referred are usually about like the ones that are buying from you now are renting from you. And they're usually pretty good. So you still have to do your own due diligence and check her out. But if anybody has a 1 or 2 bedroom, a small place for $600 to $700, she don't even mind fix up, because a lot of people, I know her family a little bit, but a lot of people in their family are handymen and contractors. So if anybody has anything on the low end, $600, $700 a month, 1 or 2 bedrooms, it's small. She said she don't care about the area. Let me know, I guess, and then I can pass that on. Anybody else have anything they want to share? Okay, here's Charles got something here. It's a broker train. Let's see. In Congo Capital looking for borrowers on investment properties will give a $500 discount. If you'd like to put your contact information in there, Charles, for us, that'd be great. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody need anything, any work done? I know it's kind of cold here right now. I think it was single digits out this morning. Yeah, which is not real great to get out and do a lot of work, but there's I know there's people out doing stuff. Anybody need anything done?
Oh, hi, John.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Jean, and this is my business partner, Lynn. We've been to a couple of the meetings here in St. Louis, and just wanted to introduce ourselves. We are, we've been in the business maybe about three and a half years. This is obviously our second careers, and we are looking to fix and flip primarily in South St. Louis City and South County, I guess, West County, anything central corridor in St. Louis. So if anyone knows of any properties that they have that need rehabbing, we'd like to be considered. And we also, in the meantime, since we're not getting a lot of fix and flips lately, we've done 2 so far in our career. But we are also wholesalers. So we also find properties and try to find buyers. So if anyone is interested in selling their property or need help in selling it, we can be reached.
Great. Jean, do you have some contact information you'd like to put in the chat there for us?
Sure, thank you.
That'd be great. And so do you have anything for sale right now, or you're mainly looking right now? Is that correct, Jean?
We're mainly looking right now.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. Okay, so if anybody has anything they would like to host sale, and you've kind of heard her criteria there, please get in touch with them. Okay, Raquel has a question here. I need my counter installed. Okay, does anybody install counters? You have a template already, painting fixture update, someone, let's see, know how to put electric gauge in stove. Okay, sounds like you need a few things there, Raquel. What let's see, and you got your telephone number on there for us. So if anybody knows anybody or anybody does this type of work, please get a hold of her at, let's see, 636-376-9028. And then Jean, yeah, you got your information in there. Okay, excellent. And that's okay. So oh, correction on Raquel. I'll tell you what I'll do. Last week, I don't know what happened. The last 2 weeks, my chat disappeared. I went to download it. My whole file disappeared. I don't know where it went. I'll try to do a better job at downloading it this time and getting these numbers down, because I had a couple of people I could not get get their information from that wanted us to get back with them. And I apologize if I didn't do what I thought I was going to do. So, okay. And then Charles, yeah, feel free to jot down any of this information.
Has he been at the meetings?
I haven't seen him.
Okay. Raquel's got her email address in there too, so. Good deal.
Thank God for that space heater.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Everybody staying warm today, or I guess in New Zealand, you're probably warm enough.
It's summertime here.
Yes, nice.
It
I
is.
always love the different times of year when I talk to people in Australia and New Zealand. It's wonderful to me. Warms me up.
Yes.
So, anybody else looking for anything? Got anything to sell? I know right now it seems like it's a seller's market. I don't know. There's, I made that one little prediction that I did here, but a lot of people right now, and I hear this a lot. I've heard it again this morning. People are predicting this big tsunami of foreclosures and evictions and all this stuff. I don't know. Will it happen? It may. It may not. I don't really know. I do know that there are 10 strategies that I have, ways to make money on houses that are upside down. So when the market changes, and I'm not saying it will, but my experience is we do have ice ages and the market does change. Okay. I showed you that one example of mine in Ferguson. It does change. Well, right now I could sell it and it would make sense, but I'm not about to sell it. The cash flow makes sense and it keeps going on. So, but the things will change, and there are strategies, really good ones that make it work for everybody. Keeping in mind the win-win-win. And there's just ways to do this, because most people go on payments. And that's what I've learned. You got to keep in mind, if the payment makes sense, the deal usually makes sense. You also got to make sure cash flows for you too, because a lot of these strategies, I did this myself a lot of times. You'll get a rental property, you're only making 200, 300 bucks a month. Sounds great. That's 3,600 a year. Have an empty property though for 3 months, 2 months, depending on what the deal is. Maybe in the winter. Right now is a bad time to have empty property. There is vandalism. There's stuff that goes on. If you have your air conditioner stolen or whatever, your copper ripped out, it could cost you $10,000 or $15,000 to fix up your property when your cash flow is only 3,600 a year. You're still paying your taxes, insurance, and all your stuff, and then you got to start over again, and the house doesn't go away. So there's all kinds of things to keep in mind with the kind of owner financing strategies I kind of showed you a little bit on this morning. I've eliminated a big portion of that by doing it this way. So but payments, got to keep in mind payments, and that's why all the other strategies work good. That's why lease options work good.
And just to piggyback off that, I'll just mention my name, Scott Winkleman. I've been virtual and in person a few times. And if anybody is looking to sell on seller financing, like John's talking about, I may be interested in buying it on financing and kind of doing some of these similar strategies so that it works out for everybody. So if, especially if you're a veteran and you've got a bunch of homes and you're looking to sell and be a lot more passive like John's describing, let me know. I'd be interested in seeing what you have and if we could work something out. Also, if you have anybody that needs to sell, I'm buying. So I really like this, seller financing where it works out for everybody, or subject to if anybody really needs to get out of a situation. I'll put my contact in and I'm around most weeks. So thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Is there any certain area you're looking at that you prefer?
I am for our own personal West County area. We're looking to sell our house and buy a fixer upper maybe. Looking for value add properties mainly, but Central Corridor, Florissant, also South City, and I've got a property in Maplewood, and I really like Maplewood, Richmond Heights, Rock Hill, that Brentwood, that whole area too. So, thanks, John.
Thank you, Scott. And just if you would please put your contact information in the chat for anybody that has anything they would like to talk to you about. Okay, Charles, do you have your hand raised there? Is that?
Yeah, I had my hand up there.
Okay, sure.
Just to put in a little bit of information, you were talking about the big foreclosure thing coming possibly. In the process of looking for houses for buyers and stuff and checking out properties for people that are prospectively wanting to borrow money. I've run across a number of big buyers. One yesterday that really surprised me. It was in billions of dollars worth of property in a trust purchased in the last 6 months. Like 14,000 properties, and the biggest share was purchased in the last 6 months. So that's going to suck up a lot of the properties that we would have figured was going to be a glut. And this is just one entity.
That's a great point, and I'm glad you brought that up, Charles. There's a lot of right now, I kind of mentioned this, people say it's a seller's market. You can't get enough properties. The last time I seen this was 2005 or 2005, 6, 7, right in that range. Everything adjusted dramatically during 2008, 2009. I actually had 9 properties that a hedge fund, a multi-million-dollar investor in St. Louis, they were from out west, gave to me for free. stuff that was totally upside down. They didn't care that they lost money on it. They bought on numbers. They bought off of spreadsheets, which so many of these big hedge funds do. Recently, Zillow quit buying properties. They were a big buyer in the last few years. They quit. So I don't know what's going to happen with the market. I am not predicting anything like foreclosures. I hear people doing that. I've heard them predicting this big tsunami we're going to have with evictions. We've been dealing with the moratoriums for 2 years. They pretty much quit last year. You know, they pretty much quit the moratoriums. Do we have a tsunami? I don't know. I don't see it. You know, I do things a little differently though, too, but I don't know what's going to happen to these, you know, with these funds. I don't know. And that's a big thing right now. Yeah, the inventory is low. Who knows what it's going to do? All I know is there are strategies to use. Really, I personally, I don't say I would like to see it, but I'm going to be prepared if there is another ice age. I'll be prepared to take some of these properties for nothing or take them over payments. I mean, I'm ready to do this at any time. I've done it before when I wasn't ready for it, but the ice ages do come. And one of the things to keep in mind that I like to keep in mind is make sure the payments make sense. Okay, because if you lose your money and equity or values and you can't get your money back, just make sure it's nothing that you have to cash in right now. You know, if something does change, that's just the only thing that I'll say about that. But that's a great point. Thank you for bringing that up, Charles, because they are scarfing up a lot of things right now.
Yeah. The other thing too, like you say, they're scarfing it up. Who is ever trying to buy this properties better have a good source of information so you can get your proof of funds and everything in row, because you don't have second chances right now.
Mm-hmm.
Find something, you better jump on it if it's good.
Mm-hmm. I think you should do that. I also think if you have something that you have for sale right now and it makes sense, you should sell it. That's what I think. There's just Jim, you got your hand up there too?
Yeah, John, I agree with you. And one of the big reasons why the hedge funds are scarfing everything up is because the banks don't want to foreclose. The banks have found out last time it's big expense, it's bad publicity of Bank of America foreclosed on, all these houses. So they don't want to deal with it. They want the bad notes off their books, and the hedge funds are just conveniently just buying all the non-performing notes. And like you said, they go through them and they pick out the ones they want, and the ones they don't want, like you said, it's a numbers game. They get rid of it at a fairly decent price. And the banks don't want to foreclose. It's just too much hassle, too much of an expense. They got to maintain the house, cut the grass, whatever. So I don't think you're going to see a lot of foreclosures. The hedge funds are just going to be buying them up. And if you want them, you're going to have to go through the hedge funds, and they're not going to sell to us. So it's going to go to somebody else, and then somebody else. And then eventually it will filter down to people like us. So that's my thoughts.
Great point, Jim. Yeah, the banks do not want another problem like they had in 2006, 7, 8. They do not want that.
They don't.
They're not in the real estate business any more than the government's not. I mean, the government's the biggest seller of real estate in our country here, and probably everywhere else. As far as I've never checked out everywhere, but they're not in the real estate business. They're in the tax, they're in the money business. They want the tax money, and that's why I'm able to buy stuff over the counter from some of these counties. I like to go to smaller counties, but the properties are out there. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of them to deal with. You just got to sift, sort, and separate the places you want to do business with. But yeah, that's one reason I like the little properties. And like I showed you, I like them better than my houses by far. I have, houses you're going to make more, I guess, in the long run, or at least the positions you can make more. I do better with what I call, closer to passive income than the stuff I don't have to do anything with. And most of the people, when you get the right buyers, they're going to improve the property and make it better anyway. So even if you paid full retail right now with what you're talking about, if the deal makes sense and you can sell it to somebody else or use it for rental, whatever your strategy is, even if it does adjust, you're going to be okay in the long run if you make if the payments make sense for everybody and you win. It's got to be that situation. I mean, that's just that's my opinion, but that's what I've learned.
Yeah.
So thank you. Melody, do you have your hand up there? I think.
Yeah, I wanted to clarify what Charles had asked Charles, because he had made the comment. Are you in real estate? Like, are you a realtor? Is this how you came across this
No.
trust fund?
No, I just got a number of people that they call to check on properties, and I've got about 3, 4 search engines, and some of them got a what they call they're connected deals. In other words, if this LLC has got this house, I get the whole list of LLCs that or the houses they got under that LLC.
Oh, okay. So it's a lot easier than if you're going county to county and trying to pull up owner by owner name. You've got some kind of software that's making it a lot easier to notice this.
You gotta have the software if you're gonna compete. It's just that simple. You gotta have something.
Okay, so you saw this trust fund that had purchased up, you said hundreds of properties over the past 6 months, it looked like?
14,000 or something like that. Let me see if I can bring it back up. But it was in the billions, and the biggest, about all of it was purchased in the last year.
Interesting. And it'd be interesting to take a look at these properties and see what they're buying. I know my partner has been approached by some institutional investors to purchase. He has a multi-building apartment complex, and where they're wanting, he's had institutional investors, but also like retirement funds wanting to purchase the property because they want it as a part of their portfolio. And so it's just very curious to see what they're buying and how they're looking at it, whether or not it's really
Well,
as profitable as people think, or what
what they're thinking is they want to get out of the dollar. They don't trust Bitcoin. So real estate's the next best bet.
Yeah, I've heard commercials on Bloomberg about funds that for people to invest in that are buying up real estate.
But I just brought this back up, 14,830, 5,788,886,000 total estimated value.
Wow.
And that's with everything I found. I went down the list, of course, 1,400 is a lot, but I went down the list a long ways, and everything's within a year.
Wow. Thanks for the information, Charles.
Okay, well, anytime you need some information, just email me or go to that my website, and you can sign up as a borrower. And when you sign up there, I get your information, and I can get you contacted from there, whatever's easier.
Hi, my name is Alex. I'm kind of newer to the group. I wanted to first of all just introduce myself. I know it's a little bit off subject. I don't want to divert too much. John, you said, did you just have like a presentation or something that you were talking about how to deal with some of these, bank-owned properties?
Well, mine wasn't necessarily over bank-owned properties. What we talked about today was just some basic owner financing. I did like a little mini workshop on it. And if you just send me a email, I'll be happy to send you a copy of that. And we'll have the recording up. I'll do it separately from here because it's something we did this morning. So yeah, Alex, feel free to send me let me go ahead and put my email in the chat here for you.
While John's doing that, I'm going to mention that one way you can find properties is by looking for non-performing notes. So there's a lot of websites out there with non-performing notes, and that's what the hedge funds do. They buy a group of non-performing notes or mortgages from the banks, and then the ones they want to get rid of, they'll filter down to other brokers, and the brokers then sell them to people like us because they don't want to mess with the onesie twosies. So that's something you can look into, is non-performing notes. And that I think that's what's going to happen in the future, why you're not going to have foreclosures. So that is the that's a possible way to find properties.
That makes sense. Yeah, I might maybe reach out to you too and just see like kind of what websites you go to find those properties, and I might
Sure,
contact you as well.
I'll put I'll put my info in the my email address in the chat, and I'll give you my opinion. Like everything else,
All right.
do your own due diligence.
Yep. Appreciate it, Jim.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, a lot of good information. Anybody else have anything they would like to buy, sell, anything they need, anything I'd like to say, comments are good? I know we covered a lot of in-depth things today. A lot of good stuff.
So to kind of piggyback what I was saying earlier, so yeah, I'm kind of new to real estate investing. I'm looking for 2 to 4 unit multifamily properties, probably something I could fix and hold. I'm also starting to just get into wholesaling, trying to reach out directly to sellers. As we know, inventory has been really, our MLS inventory has been really low. So I'm kind of trying to, go directly to sellers to some respects, but also looking at reaching out to other wholesalers that might have something, that I'm looking for. Areas, probably something along that, central corridor, kind of the normal stuff, Northampton, Southampton, Tower Grove South, Clayton Tam, Brentwood, all of that stuff, U City. And I'm starting to kind of branch out and look up further north into like Florissant and stuff as well.
Thank you, Alex. You want to put your contact information in there? Did you? I didn't see it, but if you would, that'd be helpful. For however you want somebody to get a hold of you.
Yeah, will do. I'll put my email down there.
Great. Thank you. Anybody else got anything they would like to share with us today? Anything you're looking for? Anything you're wanting to buy, sell? Anything you need done? If you need some work done, this is a good place. There's been a lot of good contacts made here. And I just do want to remind you, we do meet every Friday at 11 o'clock. We started an hour earlier today for just some extra information we had for the mini workshop. And we'll probably do that again. I don't know. I try to just do things that people want to hear and put it all together. But we do meet every Friday. With the exception of maybe only 2 or 3 Fridays in the last 2 years at 11 o'clock Central Time. So you have to check your time zones, and it should be on Zoom. They kind of tell you the different times. The first Friday of the month, we do have Catherine Davis from Davis Travellini LLC, the eviction attorney, probably the top eviction attorney in our whole area here, the Tri-County area. And actually they do a lot more than just that. And they keep us updated on everything. This started right at about 2 years ago when they had all the, lockdowns and all the stuff. And that's something that's continued. It's gotten really popular. So we just continue to meet. And she does come in. There's not been a lot of changes in the last couple of weeks, other than she's been on vacation. It looks like she was in a better mood coming back. So other than that, no, they do a great job. If anybody ever has anything they need as far as real estate, she's a great person to get a hold of. So be sure to tune in the first Friday of every month. If you have any direct questions, ask the attorney. This is one of the few places that you could ask your questions and get your answers at absolutely no cost to you, which is huge. So, okay. Anybody else got anything they want to say? I've been doing most of the talking. And I appreciate everybody else with their feedback and all the tips and information. This is like I said, a great place to meet.
Okay. I have a concrete guy for whoever just asked for a concrete guy. Let me put that in here. Let me find it first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, concrete. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I used them once at one of my rentals. I wouldn't pass occupancy inspection because the sidewalk from the walkway from the sidewalk to the front door was all chipped up, and St. John would not pass it, and so he fixed it and was reasonable. He just does small jobs, but let me find it and I will put in his information.
Okay, Jim, did he patch that or did he
No,
tear it out?
he did not patch it. He actually tore up the bad ones and then actually moved the slabs that were still good together, and so he wouldn't have to, it didn't look like it was patched, and he actually moved the slabs that were still good next to each other and then relayed a couple slabs.
Wow, sounds like a
He
good
said-
concrete guy.
Yeah, he said the past job would only last a year before it started looking like crap again.
Right, and that's the experience that I have. I've had it patched a couple of times to pass inspection, but the stuff starts flaking off about 6 or 8 months later.
Yeah, so he said he wouldn't do it. He didn't want to do a lousy job. So I said, oh,
Right.
okay.
That's a good thing to have. So yeah, if you could put that in our chat, that'd be really helpful.
Trying to find it.
Okay.
Give me a couple of minutes here. I got too many things to look through.
You're a busy
Like
guy.
Scott had a concrete guy too there. So
You have one too, you said, Bruce?
Scott looks like he put in
Oh, Scott.
his number and he must have one, but he
Yeah,
wanted Steve to call him.
Okay, well, it's good to have a few choices too.
okay, I found it.
Great.
Stand by.
Okay, anybody else have anything they want to share with us today?
John, I have a question.
Sure, Ann.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier that that you had an early session. Is that something you will continue in the future?
Well, yeah, we probably will at certain times. I don't know that we'll do it every week, but well, I don't know. We may. It depends on what kind of feedback I get on it, because it's a little bit to put it together. But it's stuff that people want to know. So, yeah, is there something in particular, Ann, that you'd like to know about?
No, I missed it. I didn't know about it. So I just wondering if that's something you're gonna do, from time to time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll tell you. And send me a email just with a request if you'd like to have a copy of the slides and some other information on what we did. I will have the recording up as soon as I can get the rendition done. That stuff takes a little time, but it'll be done as soon as I can do it. I'll probably get it done by midnight tonight. So maybe sooner. It depends on how everything else goes today. But yeah, this is something we are considering, Ann, because a lot of people ask this. I do have some private groups that we do some things with. They're not related to STLREIA. So I'm not trying to bring anything in here to sell you, but I just want to pass on some information. But there are some other things if you want to go that route that you can learn from too. And I'll send you some free gifts along with this too.
Oh, great. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Have I got you?
Yeah, Charles, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I do have Zoom that I've got can use. So anybody that wants to get on with a Zoom call, and I can open up the area, providing the internet connection is strong enough at the time, and I can show them on a screen some of the stuff that's in their area so that they would have an idea what I can do for them. So just get a hold of me I've put it on there a number of times, my business name and phone number.
Okay, thank you, Charles. Yeah, you have your info in there. So anybody that would like to get a hold of Charles for, I guess, a private Zoom or find out more about what he's doing, please feel free to get in touch with him. So, anybody else have anything today? We covered quite a variety of things. And like I said, anybody would like to have a copy of our slides or anything else that we kind of talked about today, feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my here's my my email address. And I say email, it's okay if you call me, but I probably won't answer if I'm talking to somebody else or driving, or there's just a lot of things, but I will call you back. But the best thing to do is send me an email, because a lot of the stuff I do is not necessarily during business hours. A lot of the stuff I do for the club and even for my private groups is done at midnight, 2 in the morning, whatever, whenever I can, 5 in the morning, whenever I'm around. And I don't have hours like most people, but then again, I don't have to. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's good. And, and it's good and better. That's the way I like to look at it. So, but you're free to ask me anything. I can only tell you what I've done though. And I will tell you by my own experience. One of the things that I can show you is my techniques. It's not based on my talent, because I don't have much. Okay. But what I do know is the things I've learned, and I can show you what it's done. One of the things that I've learned from one of my mentors, which actually is Joe Bauer, he's taught me a lot, mainly on simplifying things, is he did a lot of trainings with Mary Kay. And there's 3 things that they always look at. Is it easy? Does it work? And can I do it? I concentrate on those 3 things. And if it falls out of that category, I really don't want much to do with it, because talent is something I can't learn. I am never, no matter how much I practice basketball, I am never going to be in the NBA. Okay. I can go there every day and practice. It doesn't work. What I can do though, is I can learn the techniques on their strategies, and I could teach it. I could teach something done off of something I've done. And that's the only thing I can do, is I work off of what I've done. And that's why techniques works. I talked earlier about, I put everything in a cookie cutter approach. It's so I don't have to think about it. That's just, and this is my own personal thing I do. So I just found if you just pick one thing, stick to it, and be the best at that. And of course, you're going to have other things come up. You're going to be all right. That's how I treat my whole business. And I'm a constant learner. Anything new comes out, let me know about it. I'm not going to run after the next shiny object, but I want to see what's going on in the industry. And I kind of talked about this earlier. Most of the stuff is not anything new. It's just got a new name. Most of the strategy, I have yet to see a new strategy, and it could happen, but I have yet to see it. It's just usually called a different name. That's
so John, that reminded me, you remember your article you wrote years ago, What Works for Me?
Yes, I do remember that.
You should put that in a newsletter again. A lot of people probably have not seen that.
Okay.
And it's something that I think is a very, very good article. I still look at it and send it to people every once in a while.
I'll have to see if I find that. I don't even know if I have a copy of that, Jim.
If you don't, I do.
Okay. If you don't mind, maybe send it to me and I'll be happy to share that.
I'll send it to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, what works for me may work for you, may not. But what I've found too is I like to learn from people that have done what I want to do, and I take stuff and make it my own. I don't follow everything exactly, and that's where you model the stuff. And that's a good point that you just brought up, Jim. Is we can all kind of learn from each other, and that's because the way I look at it is I'm like a plant. Either I'm growing or I'm dying, and you need to water every day.
Yeah.
And that's just how it works. So I got to keep, I keep learning myself. And some of the stuff I already know, but a lot of it I don't. And we can all,
Oh, the reason I'm in the REIA, I mean, I've met a lot of great people and some friends, but you network, you learn stuff, and you learn things about your city that you can't learn from a guru or whatever. And like MSD, you want to pay sewage because they can't turn the sewer off, and the Metropolitan Sewer District will put a lien on your house. And a lot of the renters know they can't turn the sewer off, so they're not going to pay.
Right.
So on my rental properties, I make sure that's included in the rent, and I pay the sewer. Just little things like that. It's great.
That's a great point, Jim. And that's going back kind of what we were talking about earlier, that one reason I like to keep stuff in my name, because I'll usually price it and require my buyers to pay that. But by keeping it in your name, you keep tabs on all this stuff.
Yes.
Because renters don't pay it. Homeowners usually do. It's just like the taxes. They generally will take care of it. I mean, I have a
Yeah.
pretty good track record with, since I've made homeowners instead of renters. But yeah, the renters, they may even start off that way, but just always working in your payments to take care of that. That's such an invaluable point. And that's what we get from networking here too. I mean, there's even like just this right now. That's one nugget that may save somebody thousands of dollars in headaches down the road, because MSD doesn't go away. Like you said, they cannot shut off your sewer, but they can certainly cause problems in your life. I'll tell you that.
That's right.
And their bills, if somebody owes $2,000 in back sewer bills, it's not $2,000 when you go to pay it off. And they don't have to sign off on it. You go to the title company many years down the road, that $2,000 will turn into $10,000 or $15,000. That can be the difference on making your deal smooth or not smooth. And it comes directly out of your pocket. So that's a great point.
And that's something I learned from networking at the RIAs here.
Yes. And the local RIA too is a thing too. We can learn everywhere, but you really want to learn a lot from where you're doing business. Most of the stuff can be applied everywhere, but you do want to learn from people that are around you too, because you're going to pick up stuff like this, exactly like this.
Yeah.
Great point. Anybody else got anything they want to share today? We've had a lot of good stuff here. If, like I said, I'll have these out. If you want to copy the slides, just send me a request. I'll get those right out to you. If you have anything else you'd like to say, I guess we could wrap it up, unless you got something else anybody wants to talk about, and we're here. And we do tune in. Please tune in every Friday at 11 o'clock. And we'll probably have some early sessions again too, for anybody who wants to tune in early coming up here. So anybody else, or do you want to call it a day? Okay. Well, I thank everybody for showing up, and we will see you all soon. Wherever you're at, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm personally getting ready for lunch. And some of us might be getting ready for breakfast. Some of us might be getting ready for a nightcap and get before they get tucked in. So good seeing everybody. Thanks again. Yeah.
Thanks, John.
All right.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, everybody.
See y'all.